Hi everyone, welcome back for another day of Vlogmas. Welcome back for day 24 of Vlogmas. Sorry about that. That's not your intro, even though I haven't been doing an intro all month long, all Vlogmas long. Hey everybody, I'm G. If you don't know me, I hope you're here to learn more about me. How's it going, you guys? How's your heart? Okay, good. We'll work on that. Sorry, now my OCD's taken over. Okay. Oh, that's gonna bother me this whole time. Hi, as you can tell by the title of this video, you already know what we're gonna talk about, and it's the annual, not even annual, it's like the semesterly promised video that I give you guys after the end of every dental hygiene school semester. So I have finished another semester. How is that possible? I don't understand how life is moving as fast as it is. It doesn't make any sense to me, but here we are. I hope you guys are having a great day. I just wanted to share with you the top 3 things that I learned in dental hygiene school this semester. And I do this, like I said, at the end of every semester. It kind of is like a really cool tool because later I can go back and look, or I can post things for people if they're like, I'm really struggling with the semester, like, you know, got any pointers? And I can just be like, hey, I have a video on things I learned. Like, you might be in the thick of it now, but there are some things that you might really like to learn from what's going to happen here. So I know that every hygiene school does things differently, and I know that every program does things differently, but from my experience in my school process situation, if you will, these are the things that I learned, and I've actually been writing them down as I've been experiencing them. And what's different about this semester is that I will say that a lot of the things I learned kind of coincide with life in general and not just like being in school. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the 3 things I learned my fall semester of my 2nd year of dental hygiene school. So number 1, first thing that I have learned this semester in dental hygiene school is that perfection is overrated. That is something that I never thought would come out of my mouth, considering how much of a detail-oriented human I am. And I still am, don't get me wrong. That's not going anywhere. Sadly, this won't let me let go of that. Truly, being perfect is very overrated, and this semester of hygiene school alone has tested the perfection that I allow in my life and how much I allow, and the control that it has over my brain. It just eats me alive, and that kind of piggybacks on the concept that I shared with you guys like a while ago, where I was telling you how comparison just like kills any joy that you have. And that's something that my friend Sarah really beat into my head years ago, but it's true. Perfection is very overrated, and there are times in school where you have to follow a certain set of guidelines or a certain set of rules or a certain treatment plan for a patient. And the thing is that it doesn't always necessarily go your way, and things are going to jump in the road right in front of you, and you're going to have to deal with them. And you might have had a plan for how that was going to go, that treatment plan was going to go with the patient, or how that experience with the patient was going to go. But you know what? Things jump out at you in the middle of taking care of a patient, and you have to deal with that. You can't pretend like it's not happening. You can't pretend like you can fix it later, and you can't pretend like it's really not that big of a deal, because at the end of the day it is. And perfection is overrated, okay? Beauty and life lies within the imperfections. That's where you learn, and that's where you become a better clinician, and that's where you learn to be a better provider and a better human. There were so many points this last semester where I had patients who something popped up in the middle of our treatment plan together, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to add another appointment here, or I'm gonna have to get a second dental exam here, or I'm gonna have to refer you out, and who knows if I'm gonna get you back as a patient. Who knows? And they were very stressful situations, but then finally one of my professors sat me down, and she is incredible, incredible. Shout out, Professor McNeil. Love you so much. She basically was like, look, listen, girl, which she said those words. She said, look, listen, girl, things in hygiene and dentistry are never perfect. We think that they are, and we think that we can achieve those levels of perfection, but things are never perfect because humans are imperfect. And I was like, when she said that, I was just like, you really just like dug into my soul. Like truly, you just dug into my soul to tell me that. And after our conversation, having that like discussion, she was like, everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna work itself out. Is this situation that you're in right now like threatening to your existence right now? And I was like, no. And she was like, you're gonna figure it out. It's gonna be okay. she was like, and even if not, someone will help you figure it out. You're not alone. And being perfect, she was the one who said, she's like, being perfect and filling all of these boxes the way you think you're supposed to does not make you a better provider. It doesn't. It just makes you a better, she said, it's funny, she was like, it just makes you a better student. It does not make you a better provider. And by that means, she's like, even by those standards, it doesn't really make you a better student, because as a student, you're supposed to learn. You're not supposed to be perfect. And I was like, Professor McNeil, why are you digging into my soul right now? That was something that I had to learn kind of the hard way, because I've had many patients this semester where things just didn't go the way I wanted them to, or needed them to, so to speak. So that's okay. And you're gonna learn, and you'll become a better provider for it. I am telling you right now, hold on to that, because at the end of the day, all that really matters is your patient and the care that they are receiving, and their oral health. Also their systemic, but we're taking care of their oral health while they're in our chair. So that's what matters. And that's what you have to get through your head. That was a very long-winded answer, but it's important. And I really feel like speaking that concept will resonate with somebody and they will understand. So that's the first concept. The second one. Now, I had talked about this, I had touched on it earlier in my dental hygiene experience, but the claws hadn't come out yet. And my second thing that I've learned this semester is that competition is nasty, okay? Also, riding on the coattails of comparison is the thief of joy. I have never been the person who tries to compete with people for a spot for something, and maybe that's just because I don't have that in me. Like, that was never something I wanted. That was never something I wanted. I always wanted to be the best at my own abilities and my talents, but I don't need to be the most perfect, most best one in the room. And I've never been that way. And I've always been a very collaborative person. Also, like, jumping on the concept of gatekeeping in the influencing world. I don't live by that. And I think it's an ugly concept. I think it's an ugly quality to have, to hide things from people or just pretend like something is one way when it's really not. And when you find people who aren't like that, they make a world of a difference. And one of those humans is my friend Megan. Like, I don't know that I have ever met another person in my life who is as giving and as kind and as collaborative as Megan. I don't know how to put that into words, but like, you need a study guide, she'll send you one. You need notes from 3 weeks ago, she'll send them to you. You missed a clinic session and they gave out certain things that you weren't there to receive, oh, she'll double copy and print it and give it to you. I have just learned through Megan's example and other people in my life, but I think it's just become so apparent with Megan that competition is ugly. It takes away from you being able to be a member within your community. Like, people don't come to you as much in the sense that they don't feel that they can trust you because they don't know if you're being honest or if you're just telling them what they need to hear and not the truth. So competition is ugly. That is the second thing that I learned, and it can turn people into very ugly humans. Grades and scores and rankings, it does not matter. At the end of the day, you're all gonna graduate as dental hygienists. Sure, maybe some people wanna go on to do other things, and that is fine, and that is great. But the thing is that you will have life experience and you will have a job and a career and patient care under your belt, and that will weigh out just as much, if not more, than your grades and your scores. You may not believe me. You may not believe me, but I have people on the other side that say otherwise and that have told me that. So stop stressing yourself out. If you want to go to grad school, if you want to go to get a PhD, if you want to go into research, if you want to go to dental school, medical school, and PA school afterwards, girl, that's great and that's amazing. And you know what? Girl or guy, whatever, you know, you're going to have experience under your belt that applicants that don't have that aren't going to have. So competition is ugly, okay? At the end of the day, karma's going to come back to bite you in the butt. Taylor Swift said it best when she said karma's a relaxing thought. Because here's the thing. If you behave in a way that is kind and caring and giving to other people, you have nothing to worry about. Karma's not going to come get you. If you're somebody who's competitive and ugly, sooner or later, karma's gonna come and get you. I'm just telling you. Whatever way you believe in that, like whether that's the universe, whether that's God, like someone will equalize that. I'm a firm believer that just as the New Testament God exists, the Old Testament one exists. And he believed in equality of actions, okay? So all I'm saying is that on some level or another, karma or some sort of retribution is going to come and get you if you're an ugly person. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So that's the second thing that I learned. Competition is ugly, and you should be supportive of your friends, even if that means that they are surpassing you. Okay, trust me, when you start that habit, it makes your life, it almost like, you know, in like cartoons and stuff, when it's like the clouds like pull away and the sun comes through, that's how life starts to feel when you are supportive of other people around you, even if it means that they are surpassing you. So the third thing that I learned is that, this one's a little bit more serious, burnout is very real. I don't know how else to put it. Burnout is very real. You need to take care of yourself. And if it comes to a point, you need to ask for help. Don't be ashamed of asking for help. Don't be ashamed of thinking, oh, well, I'm just feeling really dark right now. I feel like there's a cloud over my head. I feel like Meredith Grey in that episode, or in that season of Grey's, when she was like, I'm a twisted sister. Girlie, I'm a twisted sister right there with you. Like, you may not know that about me, but your girl's a twisted sister. Dental hygiene school is very stressful, and I think a lot of people don't know that. I think the general public doesn't understand how stressful dental hygiene school is, because a lot of the times people compare it to nursing school and they think that nursing school is so much harder and it's just so much more difficult. And I'm not saying that it's not. I'm not trying to like pit careers against each other here, because I'm a woman who supports women instead, okay? But there's a capacity to dental hygiene that nursing school doesn't have, and there's capacities to nursing that dental school or dental hygiene school doesn't have. I'm well aware of those things, but you put your body on the line every day when you see a patient. On the line is dramatic, but you put your body like out for expenditure every single time you see a patient. Your back hurts, your neck hurts, your fingers hurt, your knuckles hurt, your wrists hurt. Like, you are true. It is such a physical job, and that's something that like nurses don't have to deal with, or in nursing school you don't have to deal with. You have to take care of your body. There's an exhaustion that exists in both careers, but there's a physical exhaustion that exists in dentistry. Sure, we're sitting while we're doing everything we're doing, but it's different. When your neck is clear, like literally at an angle like this for hours at a time, it starts to take a toll on your body. That type of burnout is real. Physical burnout is real. Ask for help. One of the best like forms of advice I was given was that you have to start taking care of your body now if you want a long career in hygiene. And I do. I don't want my career in hygiene going anywhere. I want that for myself. I want that for my patients. That's just like, that's a part of my life that I envision for a very long time. And then the second part of that is that there's a component of hygiene school that's very stressful, that you have to fill a certain number of patients with certain requirements, with certain disease levels, with certain plaque control level. Like, it's just, there are so many things that you have to go out of your way to find that just put so much amount of stress on your brain that you don't get in other careers. You don't get in other schools. And again, I'm not saying that to compare and contrast, but I just don't think the general public understands how stressful dental hygiene school is, because it's short, and because a lot of programs you don't end up with a bachelor's degree, which my program is a bachelor's program. So there's also stuff on top of that that's added. So just imagine that. And then there's also burnout in the sense that you've been in school for how long now, taking exams how many times a week, doing like oral reports how many times a week, going over patient care how many times a week. Like, it gets exhausting, and you have to take care of yourself. You have to take the steps throughout school to take care of your body and your mind and your soul. Like, all three are important. You have to do it. Otherwise, you're gonna get out of school and you're not gonna wanna do your job. That's the truth. That's honest to God, the truth. So burnout is very real. That is the third thing that I learned, and you need to take care of yourself. You really do. So take care of yourself. And the very last thing, it's kind of the piggyback. I always give like an extra. I'm starting to hit that point in school which we did a little bit ago, your faculty is there to help you. They become, well, you'll find your niche with your faculty members. You'll find your mentors and your people and your humans and who you gravitate towards, and you'll grow so much respect for those people. They're there to help you, and they're also there, something that I didn't learn until this semester, they're there to help you build your instincts. because there's a lot in healthcare and in dentistry where you're always looking to the person above you for an answer, like always, because a lot of the times as a hygienist, you don't really have the autonomy for certain things. And that's difficult. That's one of the most difficult parts of the career and of the profession, I think, is that you don't have the autonomy at times to decide certain things for your patients, but that's okay. You know, like everything has its things and its limitations, but your faculty is there to teach you to build your instincts. So once you feel them kicking in, trust them, okay? And that's something that like a long time ago, my dad told me. I remember asking him one time, I was like, how do you know? Like, how do you know when you need to refer a person out? And how do you know when you have to take this step in, you know, a treatment plan versus this one? And how do you know that this patient needs that instead of this? Which, like, you know, there are certain things that help you figure that out. But I remember him telling me, like, you just trust your instincts. And he was like, I had professors and mentors and teachers who taught me to build those instincts. And you have to trust that. You have to find those people, your mentors, however you want to put it, and they're going to help you build those, and you have to trust that. You have to trust your inner gut. And I was like, okay. And sometimes there will be dentists and there will be doctors who don't trust your instincts or don't trust your judgment just because of how the world works. But that's okay. Because within your own head, within your own mind, you know that something is telling you, double check this, get another x-ray, get another opinion. And you have that connection with your patient. You have that rapport, that relationship to say, hey, your patients trust you, right? So if you feel like something is wrong and you feel like they need a second opinion on something, just let them know their options. That's kind of what you're there for. Like, hey, I know that the doctor suggested this, you had told me this, here are your options. Lay them all out. That's part of being a healthcare provider. And one of my dermatologists was very good about this. She would literally, you know how like you sit on the bench at the doctor's office? She would take a pen to like the bench, like the paper that's on it that you sit on. She would take a pen and she would write all over the seat. And she would like give me every single option. She would tell me, you know, how long they would take, whatever it was that we needed to do, what medications, like the course of action. You are there to do that for your patient, to give them every single option, okay? Trust your instincts and go with it, okay? And if that means you have to stand up for yourself in a certain situation, stand up for yourself. You are educated. You are smart. You are given the tools. You know that you're smart. You know that you know things. So don't dismiss that in your brain and trust your ability to care for your patients, because you can and you do a great job at it. Okay. That was really me talking at you guys for like a long time, but I also just like, this one was a little bit more serious, I guess you can say, but I'm very proud of myself and my classmates and how far we've made it. And I can see the difference in the clinicians that we are, in the providers that we're becoming. I can see it like every single day. If it's that I don't have a patient, so I'm assisting somebody, or if it's that I can hear them from like, you know, next to me in the operatory with their patients. I'm just so proud of the progress that we've made, and I'm so proud of the growth that we've had as a class. And, you know, there are bumps in the road, and there are people who refuse to become a part of that community experience with your class, and that'll happen, and you'll see that, and you just have to live with that, because not everybody has the same intention and the same heart as you, and that's okay. They just don't need to be a part of your life. Just am very proud of us, and I can't believe we've made it to our last semester. We did it, you guys. In the words of Elle Woods, we did it. One more semester, one more, people. We got this. We got this. That's really all that I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. Comment down below if you're in dental hygiene school. What semester are you in? What are you doing right now in school? Tell me what you're learning. Do you like perio? Because I love perio. Love. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. I'll see you tomorrow for my last day of Vlogmas. Tomorrow is a vlog that I have from Thanksgiving week with my family in Mexico, so I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you have a really, really Merry Christmas. Very Merry Christmas, or whatever holiday you celebrate, and I will see you guys in the new year. Okay, bye!